A common footwork pattern that all players need to be comfortable and familiar with is what I like to call turn and shuffle. This is reserved for balls that are shorter in the court. So if it's a deep ball, I might be able to just get there in one step, but it's shorter than that. And so I actually need three with a turn, shuffle, and then a hit. You want to use this pattern when the ball is shorter in the court. So when it's deeper, I can probably just take one step into the court and hit. But when it's shorter, I'm actually going to take three. And you want this to be a very powerful move with your legs. So watch how far forward I can go with just that turn and shuffle. So I take a sideways turn step and then I shuffle, and I've made it quite a good distance. So thinking power here with that turn and shuffle. So you have a lot of momentum going into your shot. Now, a funny thing happened a couple weeks ago. I was teaching someone this concept and I was trying to get them to shuffle further forward. But what I ended up realizing was they didn't know how to properly shuffle. And as I started teaching more people this same concept, I realized that not everybody knows how to shuffle, and that's okay. But what I want to show you today is that when you shuffle, you want to start from a sideways position, but you do not want to move your front foot first. And so if I move my front foot first, I don't cover a very good distance. I actually want to lift my back foot first as if it's going to cross over my front foot, and that's where I'm creating my power from. So if you watch the difference in the distance that I just traveled by lifting my back foot first instead of lifting my front foot, it's huge. And so that could be the difference between me getting to the ball and not. And so after I taught this student how to shuffle properly, he was able to cover a much greater distance, and it improved his ability to make that kind of shot. So keep that in mind when you're shuffling. We're not lifting our front foot off the ground first because that's just going to cause us to go a small distance, but we're actually lifting our back foot and then our front foot. So a good way to practice this pattern is to come out and toss the ball to yourself. So I'm tossing it high and in the court a few steps. It might take you a few tosses to figure out what kind of toss you need, but practicing the pattern and then coming back and doing it again. So over and over, I can practice that turn and shuffle pattern without having to rely on my practice partner to give me that perfect ball every time. Instead, I can just simulate that every time. So if you spend a little bit of time practicing this turn and shuffle pattern, I'm confident it's going to improve your spec tennis game.